Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the channel. As you guys know, I said I wasn't going to be on time today. I had a meeting this morning here at the house. We are getting an in-ground pool in, and we were working out the details of all the other stuff going with it. So that's all done. I just made it. So I haven't even been watching the markets. I'm going to be checking it with you guys live for the first time today because I've really not paid attention at all. He just left. I'm just getting into it. So I see the Dow Jones is down 640, S&P down 500, or I'm sorry, 2 points. Nasdaq down 80 points. I'm going to guess that they were going up until 10 p.m. and then they reversed, but we'll take a look at the charts and see what's going on there. We'll also be taking a look at Bitcoin, taking a look at some altcoins. Remember, guys, we need 50 likes on the live before I put out a free PrimeXBT promo code for $200. So I don't even have that ready yet, but it's not going to be every video, but you got to watch every video to see. Congratulations to those that won the last two. I hope you're making some money off the free 200. Remember, you got to sign up using my link down below for PrimeXBT. Have a Prime account. You don't even need to make a deposit to put in the promo code, right? It's a no deposit required, free 200 bucks. You can't withdraw the 200, but you can trade it and keep whatever you make off of it. So don't forget also, we're almost out of time for the 100% deposit bonus with Prime. So signing up using my link, you put in whatever you put in, 100 bucks to 10,000 max for the match. They'll match it 100%. You can use that towards your margin. So let's see what's going on. What's up, Blocky? What's up, Kells? Adam? Let me get into the charts real quick, and then we will get into the chat. So the DXY is still under 100, but like I said, they're making a big deal out of it. It's still above the 200 EMA as of right now. We've been known to dip below it and pop back up from there. But as you can see, nothing really bad. In 2008, we were down at 71. You know, back in 90s, we were at 78. Times weren't that bad then. The dollar wasn't dying. No need to say the dollar's dying yet now either. Remember, what the news tells you puts fear in. What generates in social media often is a lie. So beware of that. All right, let's take a look at the Dow Jones. So somebody had said, right, that talking about this little dip as in it could be a Great Depression style crash makes no sense at these levels. Makes total sense at these levels, in my opinion, and I'm going to show you why. Obviously, none of this is financial advice, but we've talked about this over and over and over and over again, right? So back here, you could have said the same thing way up here, right? We took a look at this, right? And we measured these out. And we're going to do that again right now live. And I hope whoever mentioned that on X is here to see. But if not, at least you guys will be able to see. Now, if we take our price range, right, from the high here, right, which was in December, and we take it to the low, right, that was 18.75% drop right here, right? And that's what they were saying. It's only been an 18%. They said 15% drop since the top. So you can't really call that and say that it's a Great Depression style crash. No. But what I can say is beware, because it could be happening because all this stuff is lining up and matching up. Without even considering it like that person was, put you in a lot of danger in the markets, in my opinion, right? We should be considering everything. I'm considering the possibility of another leg up, right? But that's why we trade markets, so we don't get stuck in or out of the markets, right? We can get in, get out whenever we want. All right, so this was a 17% drop, right? Right here. Now, let's do the same thing, and let's see where that drop picked up to, right? So we go from this low back to this rebound. Dead cat bounce was 11.51%. Now let's check the one over here. What was this one? Let's see. 11.98%. Wow. Similarities are crazy, and it gets really crazy when you zoom out. I've showed you guys this for years now, but I'm going to show you again. So if we zoom in here, right, to the Great Depression, right, and we look at the whole market structure, that is what's important to me, market structure. I don't care about what people are saying, what people are doing, what's going on. Market structure is huge, guys, huge. And as you can see, I've said it before a million times, we had a low, and then we had our high. We had our high here, same thing, right? Then we had our low, right? Then we had our low over here, right? Then we had our high in 1929 over here. It wasn't in 29, but I'm talking about the Great Depression. Then we had our higher high here, right? Same thing. And then we had a lower low, just like we had here, lower low, market structure. And then we had a gigantic, enormous bubble, right? And then what did that bubble do? It popped, right? But these are weekly candles, guys. They had good weeks. So right here was a 6-month run after, let's see how big that drop was before it had its 6-month rally, right? This rally was a 6-month rally. Remember, from top to bottom, this took 2.5 years, right? So this was a 50% drop. At that 50, it got a huge rally. How much was that rally? Well, let's take a look. That rally was a 52% rally. 52%. But so this whole thing took this this here took about a year, right? So just so you guys are aware, the people out there, a lot of the media, you know, fund managers and all that, they're just talking heads. They've never experienced this in the market. They will try to convince you that it could never happen, but in reality, this could happen at any minute, right? This already could have started happening, which I do think is what's going on. But anyway, let's take a look at our targets. So here was the Dow Jones, right? We talked about our target once we broke out of this, which we hit, that 38.9, right? We also had this trend line here, which is now our resistance at 46. So we're going to test this 38,100 range again. I believe if we drop below that, that'll become our new resistance. We've talked about this over and over and over again. Now the S&P, same thing. Here was our target for the S&P, right? Once we broke below, this should be our resistance, which it does seem to be. Our next target for the S&P is down at about 47 to 4,800. We're still looking for the same thing. I've showed you guys the divergence here in all the charts, right here. Let me put this on here so you can see. Lower highs, higher highs, right? Divergence, hidden bearish divergence. So now let's take a look at Nasdaq. What did we do? We hit our target again, showing this hidden bearish divergence, right? Same thing here. Now the 16.7 becomes our resistance. We hit our first target of 14.6. We hit that again and drop below it. Our next target is still 13.3. And if that breaks, it becomes resistance, and it won't happen overnight, right? But once this breaks, then we're looking at a huge drop, right? Thinking around the Nasdaq around 6,000, somewhere in there. S&P, for its low, I'm thinking around 3,000-ish. And for Dow Jones, could go as low as 6, but we have targets at right around 20, right around 28. And then if that breaks, of course, Great Depression style, then we're looking at 6,000-7,000. But again, we're going to play it by ear. We're just looking at this as a possibility. And that's what I'm looking at now. So let's take a look at my trade. Before we go into Bitcoin, you guys can see what we're at a loss at, and we're still in the trade, still going to continue to be in the trade. I'll let you know if I close the trade. We're still up over the last about the last 6 weeks. We're still up well over $100,000. We've already taken 20,000 profit. We started this account with 7,000. Let's see where it's at. Drum roll, please. And boom, we are down 28,000 as of right now. But remember, guys, we're up. We already took 20,000 out, right? So even if we close the trade here, we'd be up 122,000. But I'm going to continue in this. Like I said, there are areas when we pop up. If we get to these areas, I will be adding more shorts. Let's take a look at BITUNIX. This is my BITUNIX trade. Don't forget, guys, you can sign up to either one of these exchanges. Prime XBT I like because I can use my crypto to trade against traditional markets, whether it be gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones, Nasdaq, everything all from one exchange. And BITUNIX is focused more on just crypto. So also, for those of you that don't use a VPN and don't want a KYC, BITUNIX is the exchange for you. Let's take a look here. This is our 4-hour chart, right? This is where I expect us to come back down to. Unless we get this EMA cross here, obviously, then we could go up. And we talked about that, test that 88 level. But let's take a look at our chart, old chart, right? 83.5 is now forming as support. If this holds as support, we could be up to this 88.9 level that we've been talking about forever, which is just off of this, right? We've had these drawn in forever. And then our next high level is about 91 if it goes up there. If we get up to there, I will be shorting these areas. If we break below this 84.5, same old targets come into effect, the 78 and then down to 70 if this breaks. Let's talk about the daily. So here's the daily. Here's my target on the daily, 68, which matches up with a lot of things, and we'll get into that here in a minute. This is what I think the macro could look like if we're topped out here, right? And I'll explain a little bit more right here with this chart. So as you can see over here in 21, right, we had our high, we had our lower high in the RSI, higher in the price action, bearish divergence, in a parabola. Same thing right here, parabola, higher high right here, lower high on the RSI, bearish divergence, right? We're getting squeezed in between the 8, 13, 21 EMA on top, 55 on the bottom, right at the parabola, right? Just like we had back here. Here, squeezed in between the EMAs. Boom. Once we came down past this parabola, right? Let's see where we happen to get this week. But our next line of support is going to be right there in the high 60s that we've been talking about. May bounce around for a minute there, drop below, and then we will probably get our bear market rally right here in the middle, right? This was a, let's see how far this one was. Now again, guys, that's if it plays out like this. It doesn't have to. Bitcoin doesn't have to do anything, right? Traditional markets could pump crazy because of a X post, right? We've seen that over and over and over again. I'm waiting on the next post to see what kind of shenanigans are getting played on the poor people stuck in the markets, right? So this was a 46% rally right here. So let's say we get down like we did last time. Let's say we hit those. Let's say we hit 60. A 50% rally from there would get us all the way up to about 92,000. But let's say we go all the way down to, well, say we didn't make it. So it'd be somewhere around 60,000, 62,000. But a 50% rally would then get us up to 91-ish. Somewhere in there. If it was to play out the exact same way, of course, history often rhymes. It doesn't exactly repeat, but it often rhymes, and we'll see what happens here. But on the weekly, unless we get above this 87,000 on the weekly, which we couldn't do over here, right, on the EMAs, as long as we don't get above that, I still see us going down to these lower lows, much lower lows. You'll see the resemblance. We had one touch on the parabola, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4th broke. Same over here, 1 touch on the parabola, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4th broke. That's what I'm looking at still as of right now. Now let's take a look at, so this is my bullish count, right? There is a bullish count for Bitcoin that says all of this was 1 wave, this was 2, this was 3. We just hit 4, and now we are making the 5th wave, which would end our 5 waves up at 136-ish, right? No guarantees, actually be 128 to 136, somewhere in that range, and then collapse from there. The problem is everybody's waiting for that, claiming that it's the 4-year cycle. It has to go to the end of the year. If it does, this is probably what it'll look like. But does it have to? Absolutely not. And that's why I believe it just may not happen. Usually people don't get to the height they were expecting, right? What's this? Solana. So Solana. You guys know my target for Solana from breaking down from here. Remember, I said it would take time, but once it broke this channel, we have the target of, what was it, 27? Yeah, still have that target. We have broken out of this little, let's see, let me get it on here. We have broken out of this little 118, or I'm sorry, 118, this little wedge level. And remember, the target of that could get us up to that 185. So meaning we could rally up until the first part of May, maybe, and get up here. So if we're going to rally till May, that's what I'd be looking for Solana. But nothing says we have to get up to this level, right? We could easily just fall back down. So just be careful there. Let me clone this real quick, see something. Oh yeah, we broke that too. So, okay. Anyways, looking at that, How you guys doing? I am happy you guys could all make it. Make sure you smash that like button. We're almost to 50 likes. I have something I need to check out over here real quick. So what's it look like? It looks like, oh, we have more people from the US in here now than we did earlier. We had more people from outside the US earlier, but stick around, guys. We will be giving away a $200 promo code soon enough. I have to check a couple tweets here. Actually, I have to get the promo code, but I'm not going to tell you when I put it out, so you'll have to stick around and find out. Blocky Crypto said I got the same level. Savvy, he's my research guy. I'm moving you guys into the back of the class. You better tell Donna about me and charts. Craig, can you go over the DXY? Yeah, I'll go over the DXY, and give me a second here. I gotta get this ready. I gotta check my note. Where are my notes? Did I lose my notes? I am so unorganized. I apologize, guys. Like I said, that meeting kind of screwed me up. I had forgot about it till last night. But it's all over now. Let's see. Here we go. All right, I got it. Sorry about the big dead spot in talking here, guys. But I'll go over some charts of your guys' choice here in a few. Blocky said, is it for Prime XBT? Because I can't use it. Yes, the code is for Prime XBT. It's good for $200 on your account that you can trade. You can't take it out, but you can trade it and keep all of the bonuses on it. You have to be signed up under my link to use it, but it does not require a deposit. You don't even need to deposit. But do remember, if you're using Prime right now with my link, you can get 100% deposit bonus. And if you already had an account under mine, because if you sign up now, it's automatic. But if you already had an account and it's not on there, all you have to do is go to the promo code section, which is right here. Right, go under more, go under the promo code section and put in Savvy 100, and that'll get you the 100%. But that's the same place you'll put this code that I'll put in the chat. That's the same place you put that there. So you guys know. Let's see what's Bitcoin doing here. Let's get on we are going to clear this chart and just take a look at where we're at. Looks like Bitcoin wants to jump up. What are traditionals doing? Ooh, S&P and Nasdaq trying to pump up a little bit. But guys, remember, everything's at a loss right now. So there's going to be good weeks. There's going to be bad weeks. There's going to be good weeks. There's going to be bad weeks. That's how markets drop. They don't drop all at once. Fartcoin. I am so sick of hearing about Fartcoin. I mean, that just shows you how much of a joke this crypto space has become, right? When you got shit like Fartcoin pumping, guys, if you're coming into this space to buy stuff and be serious, be careful. That's all I got to say, because this is just the stock markets, the traditional markets right now are a wild west, right? There's no regulation really happening. There's just a bunch of shilling, a bunch of shorting, a bunch of just BS, and it's all controlled by news and media to get you to put your money where they can take it. So just be careful with that stuff, guys. And the crypto market has always been like that, but it's getting a lot worse because people are getting away with shit that they didn't used to get away with. So be careful out there, guys. A lot of pump and dumping going on, even in traditional markets, like I said. So it's about to get more and more volatile as we go. So if you're looking to learn how to trade and you want to trade some volatility, now's the time to start practicing. Both Prime XBT and BITUNIX down below, you can start up a fake account on there, right, where it uses fake money to start practicing, because I don't advise anybody to go in and put all your money in and start trying to trade without some practice, right? Start a fake account, practice with that. Once you get good at that, maybe throw in a couple bucks, try to trade that. If you can be profitable there, once you start dealing with emotion, maybe throw a little more money in. But make sure you don't just throw it in and try to think you're going to be some super trader right off the get, or just follow some YouTuber, including myself, anybody, and just follow their trades, because that will get you wrecked at one point, I promise, because everybody loses trade, and you might follow that guy on his losing trade, right? So be careful. Cannot stress that stuff enough, guys. DXY versus BTC, is it really inverse correlation? But not really. I mean, honestly, not really. If you put them both together, it's not very inverse at all, actually. And it switches. Maybe they'll follow each other for a minute. Maybe they'll invert for a minute. Yeah, nothing. So we really don't have a whole lot of divergence here. It looks like the DXY is ready for a bounce, but I can see us getting back down to test these levels first, as low as 96, 97. So right now I would just be careful, but we did break our trend line here. So our resistance should be around that 100.45. If it gets back above that and gets support, we could continue up. But you guys know we've had these levels around for a long time. I have not touched this. But yeah. This is what I'd be looking for, DXY. It does look like it's ready for a bounce, but it also looked like it was ready for a bounce here. And we got one, just wasn't very big. So just be careful there. Do I think the dollar's dying? I don't. I could be wrong, but I don't see the dollar going nowhere, my personal opinion. And let's see, stock market's trying to get back a little bit, but not really doing much. Let's mark our resistance levels here so you guys know where that's at. For traditionals, only 47 likes, guys. I did a little early. You guys, if you're watching on your mobile, exit the chat, hit that thumbs up, and come back in. That's all you got to do. I do appreciate it. The least you can do for me, guys, I try to give back to the community and give you guys certain things. Like I worked out the 100% deposit bonus with Prime XBT. That was for you guys. BITUNIX. I've worked out the trading competition for BITUNIX, so I have that up here. I do not have it up right now, but top prize is a Tesla or $30,000. Second prize is a Rolex, or I think it's $12,000. I do this stuff for you. The least you can do is hit the damn like button. I do appreciate it. We got 55 likes. Good. There's your promo code. Nikki said, I got an invalid promo. No, only the first person to use it gets it, man. That's what's known. They're not going to give everybody $200 to trade with, right? That would be crazy. I'm doing it for you guys as a bonus. The first one to use it. That's why I said, get your account signed up, have it ready. Told you where to go. I tell you every time, I'm not going to go over this every time, but you have to have your account ready. Now I got already used. Yeah, because it is only good for the first person. That's why you watch the live stream and put it in when I put it up there. So awesome. Anybody want to look at any charts right now? What's going on? The only thing with FART is massive liquidity. I won't hold it, but I'll trade it. Yeah, I mean, if you're in markets for trading, when I say that stuff, I'm speaking to people that don't understand markets and think they're gonna just buy something and get rich off it. It's not gonna happen, guys. Learn how to trade. It said succeed, so I think I got it, but nothing's showing. It depends, Donna, where you put it. So check all the accounts, right? Because you have your CFT trading accounts, you have your regular margin accounts. Look on your accounts. You should see it on one. Go to your main account. It should be in one of those accounts. E on New York Stock Exchange. What is E? It's just E. Not sure I know what the hell that is, but we'll take a look at that. Hold on a second. Let's do E. What is E? Right here. Oh, getting a nice little pump. Well, I'm going to have to put my coffee down and look for this. By looking at the RSI, it looks like it's ready to have a little pullback here, but come up, but it's probably going to try to close this gap. I don't know what the hell this is, and I don't want to know. I just want to look at the chart, right? So you got a gap right here that's probably going to fill. So I would be looking for it to get up to this range. But like I said, you could get a pullback first. But once it gets up to here, it's probably going to create some divergence. This is on the 4 hour, by the way. But this is where I would look for a push and then a push back down. And then what I would look for a target would be just this low again, or sweep the low. We could put, this is if it happens, right? So I'm saying if it goes down to here, closes this gap, then you're going to be looking somewhere around a target if you took that as a short, or if I took it as a short, right? Whatever. A liquidity sweep down to these levels, which would probably match up. So this is what I'm looking at. Let me see if I can get the damn, where is my arrow? There it is. That's what I'd be looking for here, of course, unless it breaks the high. But you're going to look for your massive resistance, right? Is going to be up at this level. Let me get this out of the way. So your resistance is going to be this trend line here. If that breaks, it could go obviously quite a bit higher. But all in all, guys, just none of these markets really are looking healthy right now. Of course, like I said, we could get an X post and change the world, right? Markets go crazy, inflation goes nuts, people start losing everything. Yeah, crazy. F coin sounds like a load of wind. Are you streaming tomorrow? Yes, I will be doing a live stream at Market Open tomorrow. It was supposed to be at Market Open today. For those of you that haven't been around, the market, bit rate is lower bit rate. So the market is, the next few weeks, I'll be kind of doing some at Market Open, which I'm doing now. Not today, but next week, maybe I'll do it Market Close, kind of see what gets the best views, what people like the most, things like that. Thank you, Savvy. I got my promo. Right on, Donna. Congrats. So, anyways, something happened an hour ago. Cryptos and gold down. Gold. So gold's not really down. I mean, it's down a little bit, but remember, guys, our high for gold, and I don't know where it went or why it's gone now, but we had this for a high, which we broke, but right now we are playing on it. But I showed you guys yesterday this count. I don't know where it went or why it disappeared or what the hell is going on with anything right now, but let's do this. So if we're looking at this as a fifth wave, we need to go from the bottom here of wave 2 or 4 in the blue, right, to the top of wave 3. Actually, I did that wrong. We need to go from the bottom of the blue 2 to the top of the blue 3 to the bottom of the blue 4. To look for the extended fifth wave, and that would be up around 37.65. We talked about that yesterday. I don't know why it left, but this would be the top of the fifth wave, right? Meaning this is where gold would start its massive correction if that's the case. And if this was it, obviously, then we correct from here, right? But we have some low targets for gold. And the reason being, I'm looking at this as a possible 1, 2, 3, 4 extended fifth wave, whether it's done here or up here, either way, right? That's still what I'm looking for. Gold, like I said, the highest I see it going is about that 37.75. If it actually breaks this, which right now it's just been a wick, but we'll keep a close eye on that. All right, let's see. Was able to watch live. Right on. What's up, Larry? Thanks for popping in. Thanks all you guys for popping in. Theoretically, did I say that right? If not, I'm sorry. Wave 3 can't be shorter than 5. You're wrong. You're 150,000% wrong. JNN, I'm going to teach you a lesson in Elliott Wave theory right quick. Right? So in Elliott Wave theory, wave 3 is often the longest, right? But never the shortest. That is the only. Wave 3 is often the longest, but never the shortest. Never the shortest means it can be the second shortest, right? So what's up here? Wave 1. Wave 3 is longer than wave 1. But even if the fifth wave goes up here, which fifth wave is often an extended wave in a bubble. A bubble. Let me repeat that. Bubble. Right? So fifth wave can go up to freaking 50,000, right? Third wave is still longer than 1. Third wave can't be longer. Third wave is often the longest. Often, never the shortest. Hopefully I drilled that in enough for you to understand. And if whoever told you the third wave can't be the longest, unsubscribe, unfollow, don't ever listen to them again or something, because if you follow that info, you will be screwed. All right. My little thing is done there, right? So somebody in the chat, tell me about wave 3 in Elliott Wave theory. I'm curious. JNN tried, but they were wrong. So I'm just curious. And JNN, I'm not trying to hate on you. A lot of people say that because a lot of people don't understand Elliott Wave. They try to teach it and show it when they don't know anything about it. And it irritates me because then you see people like yourself come in and think they learned correctly when they didn't. So that's the reason I went out. I don't know why, but it doesn't seem like this chat's working, or you guys just don't chat. You did smash the likes. There's 79 people in here, only 65 likes. Guys, come on, smash that like button. There we go, Donna. There we go. Donna pays attention. Well, I'm glad you paid attention. And Donna's been kicking ass with her special trades set up that she shows us in the YouTube part of our Discord. Congratulations on that. Your last two that you showed anyway was pretty awesome entries. The guys chat, the girls just watch. Now, Donna chats quite a bit. She's on it. I think Donna is one of our top contributors. Donna and Bear, definitely. Kells is always around. Oh, and Kells wanted to look at Nvidia. Let's take a look at Nvidia. We haven't looked at it. Let's take a look at MicroStrategy. Still poop. Still scamming its users, or still scamming its investors, I should say. So there's Nvidia, right? But we talked about this yesterday, right? We're looking for it to come back down to at least this level, about 100, or no, 90. If it breaks at 90, then we have this next trend line here. If it breaks this trend line, guys, Nvidia is going down towards, you know, some pretty low lows, right? Way down in this area. Which makes sense, because that would be 2020. You guys know, I think all these markets are going down to at least where they were in 2020, the big C levels. I do believe that's where we will get back to in all of these markets. My opinion, it doesn't have to be yours. Must have missed that. 3 can't be the shortest. 4 can't overtake 2 except in diagonal are the only rules. Everything else is simply a suggestion. 3 can't be the shortest. Yes. 4 can't. Yes, but I'm talking about the third wave. I wasn't talking about the fourth and the second. But thank you for putting that out there, Harmonic. At least you've learned from somebody that understands Elliott Wave. Thanks, bro. Making breakfast, but I'm here. Right on. Right on, Kells. But that's what I'm seeing there. I mean, here's our median, basically. Actually, the median's way down here. Right? We drew a trend line for the median. The median's right there. And all markets are the same in this area. And people think that, you know, they get used to over the years, like people have in like the Dow Jones, they get used to over the years 20 and 50% corrections and everything's fine. Not really. Not really, because we haven't seen the 100-year cycle that I believe is about to play out. And in an ABC correction, is the B the longest? No, the B is not the longest. In an ABC correction, it could be a 1-to-1, right? Where it's, yeah, a B is not the longest. C can be the longest. It all depends, right? What's up, TG? All right, guys. Sorry I had to cut this short. Like I said, it was kind of unexpected, weird timing because of my meeting this morning. But tomorrow's live stream will be at market open at 9:15, so we can go through the charts and then kind of look at the market, where it's at, and then watch it open live and see what happens. So be careful out there. Smash the likes, guys. DK said, dude, smaller time frames. Yeah, and smaller time frames in what, though? What do you want smaller time frames in, DK? I will do smaller time frames, but you gotta ask that when you tell me what to look at. So, oh, markets ain't even open tomorrow. What the hell am I talking about? Maybe then we'll do something tonight. I'm gonna do something tonight, probably with the members. I'm gonna go golf real quick, and then after that, maybe I'll jump on. But keep an eye open, members. Keep your bells on. As you guys know, I've been busy with a lot of crap lately, trying to figure out timing on the channel, things like that. But I do need to get you guys a members video, and I think we'll go over divergence on this one, whether it be tonight or tomorrow. I'm hoping tonight. But I do want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for the likes, all that happy stuff. I'll catch you